Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evans. Good to be with you today, and congratulations to Step Zero for being the firstest with the merstest. Yeah, that's what we're going with today. Congratulations on your first, and Mel, you missed it, but maybe next week when it all resets. And Sunglasses, so good to see you. Good to see you live. Hope you're doing well. Been working from home because of the ice and cold this week. And your cats were helping you by the looks of things from what you posted on the Discord. So we'll be diving into more Wing Commander today. At the end of stream, I will be raiding over to Cordero Catolico because then he's going to be interviewing me for his podcast. So that'll be a lot of fun. So he'll have front row tickets for that, I guess. You don't even have to go anywhere. I will take you there. They're sleeping right now? Yeah, that sounds like cats. All right, let's go ahead. Let's dive on in. Wish you could work from home, but no, apparently it's illegal to remotely pilot a pickup truck on public roads, especially when it's full of radioactive chemicals. Weird that. Who'd have guessed? Anyway, here we are. Second Lieutenant Freven. We are in the McAuliffe system. We have earned the Bronze Star. Pick it up from where we were last week. McAuliffe system, 0600 hours. 15 minutes into the briefing. All right then, Beta Wing. You'll be led by Freven. Paladin, he'll be flying on his wing. And I cannot tell you how I'm looking forward to it, Colonel. Right. Since we jumped into the McAuliffe system just a few hours ago, we're still running preliminary patrols. Freven, you'll be flying a 4 points. What am I playing this on? Super Nintendo. Just fly to the nav points and make sure they're clear. Long-range scans indicate some sort of debris near Nav 3. We have reason to believe this might be a Kilrathi minefield. So be especially careful in that area. Questions? All right then. Delta Wing is Iceman and Angel. You'll listen to the Colonel as the Colonel completes the mission assignments. That's everyone. Last questions? No hands are raised. Good. Let's get to work. Squadron dismissed. Those drum samples. Oh yeah, we got changed. We are no longer in the Hornet, I think it was, is what we were in previously. And now we're in this thing. Cinemax are awesome for a SNES. They really are. Actually, they're an awesome period for their era. Oh shoot, I just fired off a missile I didn't mean to. They are a like wholly new developed style. This Paladin, break attack. Yeah, at Origin they developed an entirely new engine just to make it work. Whoa. No, I don't want a missile on me. Not Mode 7 or something else? Well, maybe for the Super Nintendo they used Mode 7 to do it, but not for the PC that this was originally developed for. Kilrathi always had the cooler ships. I do love the look of the Dralthi. Although I don't like how much my shields have been taken out this early in the mission. Maximally rude. Well, it may have been for you, but you know what? It was all up in my grill. It crashed into me. You find a down kill Wrathy Fighter in one of the Ultima games? Yeah. I think it's Ultima. It's one of the spin-offs, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, this game has been ported like a million ways since it first came out. Okay, so now we have to head to 3, but the problem is 3. If you look at the map, it has a minefield around it. So it looks like if we kind of veer to the right, we can go around most of it. So rather than head directly towards Nav 3. So I can tighten my path a little here. Ah, there's the mines. May have gotten a little too close. Hoi! Hi, Bree. Hope you're doing well. You want to fun? Oh, no! Way in chat. You know, Bree, do you want to join my Minecraft server? I could really use some help with all the digging. The last guy ditched me. Don't read and drive? I'm not driving, I'm flying. Invisipriest. Space Priest. Paladin, just break off an attack. That's fine. I'm not in this for the kill count. Beast in space. No, thank you. I don't think I can handle the rocket launch. Maybe a space elevator. Oh, whatever. I got that one. I did let you loose. Okay, well, I have some armor, except in the front. That is definitely done by Mode 7, I can tell you that much. So now, checked out 2, 2's clear. Now we have to check out 3. Oh, I need to go much harder to the right here. I flew right into that one. This minefield's gonna be a problem. It's overly possessive. It's all mine, mine, mine. He's on that one. Oh, he's already got to take it down. Nice. So where's this other one? Yeah! You know, space mines are kind of a terrifying concept when you really think about it. The pew-pews on this ship take a lot longer to recharge than the other one. Unless the spin-off novels, movie, comics have something about that. I've logged that I cannot find space chaplains among the human forces. Yeah, well, don't look at the movie. First of all, that thing's should not matter. Also, I don't think this was an era where they would really care about having something like chaplains. BattleTech has chaplains. BattleTech has priests. In fact, they have a pope. But I think it would make sense to have a chaplain aboard the Tiger Claw. The Space Pope. Is the Space Pope reptilian? They might not in the main games, but spin-off novels. Yeah, but even then, I think just from a writing perspective, this era may not care as much about that sort of thing. You know, why? Who's Mercedes Lackey? I don't. Okay, we're gonna have to go into the minefield just a little bit. We got close enough. Now we can work our way back out. And much like the asteroids, kind of wiggling around can despawn your mines. Very prolific, but mostly known for original works. Sketchy did a bunch higher for franchise stuff. Well, a way to get a start, I guess. Oh, okay. We can autopilot out of there. That means we made it out of the immediate danger zone. I imagine, and I could be wrong, but that the novels are probably on the pulpy side of things. Oh, these are the heavies, the salty. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. It's a lot of damage. Wait until the danger music stops. Oh, don't like that. Will you quit bumping into me? You're so rude. Yeah, I know you want me to eject. I don't want to eject. I believe in me. Oh, I didn't mean to double fire missiles there. Doing 40k Battletech. I mean, you could argue, though, Star Wars has chaplaincy through the Jedi. Like, that's a whole religious system. Battletech has chaplain. You list Battletech as both having and not having, which is it, Step Zero? Star Trek, I don't think actually had chaplains. I think Roddenberry was very not in favor of religion. Maybe in the extended stuff, but certainly never on the show. Thrust landing. Mistype. Robotech doesn't. That makes way more sense. Yeah, they both have tech in the name and they involve giant robots. What do you want? Let's see. Yeah, look at how dinged up my ship is. There's actual battle damage when you come back. I love that detail. Mission debriefing, 0600 hours. Well flown, Freven. You handled those flea bags like an old pro. Thanks, sir. Having Paladin on my wing made it easy. Oh, bloody! Don't brag on me. Well, the colonel was expecting more from me. Right, so let's go over the mission report. You scragged. I haven't heard that word before. Scragged. You scragged 4 Kilrathi. Paladin did it to himself. That's all. Dismissed. met Maniac, the boss man over there yet? Maniac's a real lunatic. Good pilot, but way too erratic. He was just coming up when the Fleabags put me out of commission. It's between you and me. I'd rather fly alone than with Maniac on my wing. Boss man's another story, though. He's a real team leader. Crack pilot with 17 years behind him. Flown everything in the Terran fleet, and blown up at least one of every class the Kilrathi have. Hey, Freven. I'm Maniac. Good to meet you. Are you on ketamine? Boss man says we're gonna see some action to get in some battleships soon. I can't wait. Dodging flak and fighter cover to make a missile run at a destroyer. Man, that'll be a rush. Get in there quick. Hoist the mama cat. Crack out the kittens off one by one. That's the way to do it. Okay, you need help. Sit down, Freven. They call me Boss Man. I've been watching you. Good for a rookie. You handle yourself well in a dogfight? But we're going to be facing some bigger ships soon. Right, some serious action. A lot of pilots get excited when they see their first destroyer. Just what do you mean by that, boss? They lose their heads and go straight in for the battleship. Now, light fighter, they forgot about blast from behind. Big ships move slow and turn like pigs. All you do is clean the fighter cover first, then go in for the battleship. That was instant ace, although I'm sure you hit that threshold already. I guess. I do have 12 kills. I have more than Maniac. Mission briefing, 15:30 hours, call of system. Well, boys and girls, things are getting ready to heat up in this heated battle. The Confederation is getting ready to mount a major offensive, so we're expecting several supply ships within the next 48 hours. But scanners show increased Kilrathi activity in this system. We've got to clean up the enemy presence here at McAuliffe before the tankers and sports start to arrive tomorrow. We will detect a large bogey about 90,000 clicks out. It jumped in about 20 minutes ago and seems to be headed this way. Might be a transport, but it's probably a small warship. Prevenant, you and Paladin are going to go out and get a look at it. Destroy it if you can. Ugh, faithful lad, but that would be a challenge. Here's your flight plan. It's conferred after 5? Okay. If the bogey continues at its present course and speed, you should meet it here at half 1. We've detected a fighter escort in the area as well, so be on the lookout for additional bogies. Colonel quickly goes through the rest of the assignments, dispatching other wings to check out bogies in the system. Squadron dismissed. I have a squad to check out as opposed to cruisers, just a wing pair. Budget cuts have been hard in the Confederation. Plus, I think it's computing errors, honestly. So they're just like, oh, this game, you are just about constantly put up against squadrons larger than your own. You are constantly on the back foot. Okay, break and attack. Don't make me regret that. Oh, wrong button. Oh, that was on that menu. About 7 clicks out. 5 clicks, 3 clicks. I wonder who my wingmate would be had I lost Paladin in the last level. My lasers have terrible range. I think I just ran in my own missile. That's okay, I think we took them all out. Please stop face-tanking missiles. Easier said than done, Step Zero. Easier said than done. To run into your own missile? Okay, now that's good advice. And I don't think I'm face-tanking too many missiles. I'm just face-tanking the enemy ships. I'm like giving them a good smack with my face. We keep running in fighters along the way. Even if Broken Clock is right twice a day, this is true. However, a clock that is an hour 33 minutes slow is always an hour 33 minutes slow. Oh, this is a Krant. Can you deal with a Krant? I bet you Krant. Yeah, back here. What about a broken digital clock? You know, if the display's not even turning on, I guess it's always wrong. Would you rather have one of these or a snub fighter from Star Wars? The Star Wars ones are iconic, don't get me wrong. But I don't know, there's always been a special place in my heart for the Wing Commander fighters. Especially, I think it's the Wasp with Vespid is the first one we start with. As the kids say, sheesh. That thing soaks up a lot of damage. Roadster. Well, the crowd really did not understand why Jesus was there at the beginning. Arguably didn't really understand it until after the resurrection. But in a particular way, today's gospel highlights the way that they saw him only as a miracle worker and wanted to reduce him to that, and did not understand that the miracles are signs to accompany his words to confirm that he speaks with authority. Paladin, I really need you on my wing here, I think, against this guy. Yeah, right back. Hey, Chizo. I think that was Chizo, I just glanced. Kind of in the middle of a dogfight. And I still have a cruiser to take down after this. Yes! Woo! It was Chizo. All right, good to see you, Chizo. This is a large ship. And I can't just, like, sit on it and hope for the best. I need to be pretty close to hit it myself. Oh, I'm down to one laser. Nope, that's me blowing up. Ah. Yeah, I think I really need to save my missiles. Whoa. Paladin, break and attack. Don't want to hit Paladin. Which is what I just did, but shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, I feel like one of those should have hit. Weird fact, your personal favorite Dumb Space series, not gonna get wrecked by it. Any ship from Star Wars. Mass Effect shields canonically do nothing to stop energy weapons. Wow. What a skill issue. I did like what we saw already. That was quick. Yeah, it looks like I saw that too. It was pretty impressive they could figure out that Fremen meant Father Evan. Okay, he's going after that one, so I'll go after a different one. How many missiles are after me? Saying that in your streams. That was for my father. What did the Zoombinis ever do to your father, Mel? In this hypothetical scenario world, I imagine you playing Zoombinis. That's because I just wanted to say the word Zoombinis. I should remember to put Zoombinis on the rotation for Retro Throwback Thursday. That'd be a fun one. Watch me all fail wildly at children's logic games. I don't know what you're talking about, Mel. What triggering high note? Okay, this is actually going better. We actually have all our shields right now. Headed into the second dogfight. This one really seems to be more of an ambush fighter. Like, I'm having good success just like zooming up alongside them and then firing versus than trying to do long range stuff. Case in point. There, we've unloaded all missiles, direct hits. Ah! Your sprite turning made me miss. Wow, that broke through my whole front shield instantly. I actually had most of that shield still around. Paladin. Attack my target. Yeah! Let's go! Now we can check out Nav 1. Now we can return. Where are we going? Where are we coming from? We were headed just to the waypoint where we thought we'd intercept the carrier, even though we intercepted it elsewhere. The game still wanted us to go check it out, make sure there wasn't anything there. Tiger's Claw, West Landing, cleared to land. Looks like a little hot out there, sir. Yeah, but I don't have holes missing from my armor. So I did better. Mission debriefing. Nice job, Freven. You too, Paladin. Congratulations to both of you. Ah, the kid did all the work, sir. I was just along for the ride. Those Kilrathi destroyers really aren't too much to worry about, sir. I don't know, Freven. They had you outgunned as well as outnumbered. Now, to review the mission. Recorder shows you destroyed 7, Freven. And none for Paladin. Get wrecked. By the way, we've identified the big bogey as the R'hllari-class destroyer. Good job taking her out. And Freven, I want to see you in my office in an hour. That's all. Dismissed. Colonel Halcyon's office. Wait. Is this guy Hal? Freven, come in. I need to speak with you. Yes, sir. I've been speaking with Sector Command. The brass have been reviewing your record, and I have good news. The order came in this morning. I've been authorized to promote you. Congratulations, First Lieutenant Freven. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's all. First Lieutenant dismissed. Woo! We got a promotion! For meritorious conduct in confronting the Kilrathi enemy, in the McAuliffe system on or about 2654, we are proud to present the Bronze Star to First Lieutenant Freven. For your courage is exemplary of the Confederation's finest defenders. Good job, Freven. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Filled with pride, you meet the applause of your fellows. Should be a code. Oh, nope. Maybe one more. So I guess we've already earned a Bronze Star, so I guess we now have a Bronze Star with an Oak Cluster using American military rules. Hey there, Freven. Get you something? I'm glad to see you and Paladin getting along so well. He'll be retired soon, you know? Flying fighters 20-odd years. Now they're putting him out to pasture. He and I used to fly together back before the war started. Darn good man. The old claw will miss him. I'd like to tell you, laddie, it's been good flying with you. We'll be pulling out of the McAuliffe soon. And the Colonel likes to shake the wings up every now and then. So let me give you one last piece of advice. A young wingman ain't going to stick by you the way I have, lad. That's no criticism of him, lad. Just a fact. The youngster's got a name to make and a career to think on. And he'll be looking to make a hero himself. An old man like myself, on the other hand, well, I'm just wanting to make it back so I can retire in one piece. So where? Hey, we passed Spirit. Which feels weird because she has more sorties than us and we have equal amount of kills, but whatever. Brevin, sit down. I want to compare notes with you. Been watching the old Dralthi maneuver. I think I've noticed something. Seems to me that when you're hot on a Dralthi's tail, he pulls a loop to shake you. Always goes up or down, never to the side. Ever notice that? You shrug in tentative agreement. Well, they do. Always up or down, never left or right. Ach, you know, lad, I believe you're right. I think it's because those big wings block their vision to the sides. But above and below, between the wings, their vision is clear. Or it's the way their AI is programmed. No, I think it's actually really cool that they give that kind of... They give you the advice, because it's the other one that's like hangs to the left. 1600 hours. We're going to be leaving McAuliffe late tomorrow. But first, we've got a half dozen sports and tankers coming in. With at least one Kilrathi carrier in the system. We're expecting the hairballs to make a play for the most of the sports. Here are the assignments for the transport escorts. The Colonel makes an assignment list. Assignments for the... Colonel makes the assignments for the you draw the final run. That one feels like it wasn't written correctly. Brevin and Paladin will take their last detail. Computer display PSI. You'll rendezvous with Draven-class tanker here at Nav 1. As soon as it arrives, the tanker will head for the Tiger's Claw. It'll be moving at top speed and won't deviate from its shortest course. You'll have to protect it from any attackers. Stay close. Don't let the enemy fighters draw you away from the tanker. Now, one more thing, boys and girls. Intelligence indicates Burak Starkiller may be in the system. Burak Starkiller, sir? He's one of the Kilra's best. Flies a salty light fighter. Our record credit him with 64 wins, counting fighters and battleships. So let's be extra careful out there, alright? Squadron dismissed. Ooh, we get an enemy ace pilot to fight. That's exciting. Don't lose this so bad. You have a streamer question, I have a streamer answer. 11. It's probably not the question you had in mind, but... Do you ever accidentally leave OBS and then a follow alert scares you? Yeah, so actually, because of the way everything is routed in my computer, I have to leave OBS open if I want to hear something, even if I'm not actively streaming. This leads to realities where sometimes, yeah, I'll get a follower notification, I'll just be like in the middle of a Zoom call or something. I just be, ah, what was that? I mean, sometimes it still startles me while I'm streaming. I'm a professional, yo. Yes, no, yes, the answer is always yes. Yeah. Yes, or more work. OBS function, that's not right. Or the Emperor. No, for the Confederacy. Or if there's a Confederacy in this, because I think they thought it sounded cool. Started cloth diapering today. Hey, that's exciting. Vastly underestimated how many diapers you'd need. That's fair. And you had a lead-in with the disposables, I guess, to know how many you'd go through in a day. Well, I hope that the cloth work continues to go well, though. I think the kinds that I seem to recall seeing from Roxy's baby shower list is it's more like it's a shell with like snaps or something. I don't know. I'm not a dad. I don't have children. I don't know how these things work. I can actually set my nav point back to the Tiger's Claw here, so that's where we're headed. So just give me some sense of how far out we are. Father, not dad. Exactly. Giant space cardboard box. I mean, really, what else do you need your cargo ship to be in space? I like that it has chipped paint. Like they attempted at one point. Also, this thing goes so slowly. Our max speed is 360. Aha. There's the enemies. Oh. Oh, that's Burak. Let's go get him. Ha! My offspring shall avenge me. So much for some ace pilot. We took him out, no problem. Paladin, why don't you break off an attack? Playing a big old game of chicken here. Guess who's more damaged than me? Guess who's also faster? You're gonna be dreaming this music? That's okay, it's good music to dream. You know what? He's gotten too far away. I've gotten too far away. The transport. Let myself get lured out. I think there are modern renditions of these tracks. The musical composer at Origin, I think his DJ name is like Batman. Am I still breathing? Me or Mel? Hey, Casey. Hey, Wenduella. I'm tempted to try autopilot, but I don't know if the carrier will go with me. Sorry to Mel. I should continue to breathe as well. This is also a good idea. Sometimes it's hard to parse in chat when you come back later. It's good background music while you're starting chili. It's just good tracks. Most dramatic pot of chili ever. Yeah, you did kind of have an emotional stream yesterday, Mel. I hope you're doing well today. Roderick Pio says, pray and don't worry, but it's really hard. It is. I've always found the words of Julian of Norwich very comforting. All will be well, and all manner of things will be well. Having a really hard time matching my speed too. I think it's going about 100, but well, I'm glad, Mel. Yeah, I heard all kinds of quotes while I was in high school, but I can't attribute many of them. Yeah, I don't remember much of high school either. Your cats need advice when they want attention. Well, that would require cats to listen. Which, there's your first flaw. Cat indeed does whatever a cat does. Weapon display looks like a Church of Chuchang golden crosses a little bit. So the white one's our goal. The red one's our target. And then that's... Why are you stopping? This is the vehicle we're transporting, but it just stopped for no reason? There's no enemies in the area. I can't talk to it. Is this just as far as I'm supposed to take it? You thought I was docking? No. No, I think that's just as far as I'm supposed to take it, I guess. Yeah, no, it just unexpectedly was like, aha, what if I stopped? Ow, I just smacked into my ship. I hope they don't mind. Glad that didn't blow me up. Oh, you sure got shut up, sir. Yeah, it was in combat. Weird that. Captain wanted the insurance money. Yeah. He rear-ended me! Well done, gentlemen. The tanker commander asked me to commend you both. And my personal congratulations for dispatching Burak Starkiller, which is a Star Wars reference. Love that. I'm just glad to get that sport back to the claw, sir. Now don't go discounting the fun of giving to the hairballs a black eye, lad. Enough of that. Let's review the mission. You racked up 5 Kilrathi, Freven. Paladin got 1 of the hairballs. And you shot down Burak Starkiller. Everything else aside, Freven, that was excellent work. And I want to see you in my office later, Freven. Dismissed. Oh, do I get another, promotion, or do I get a medal? Freven, come in. I need to speak with you. Yes, sir. I've been speaking with Sector Command. The brass have been reviewing your records, and I have good news. The order came in this morning. I've been authorized to promote you. Congratulations, Captain Freven. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. We'll be leaving the McAuliffe system soon. I need to make some personnel changes. Effective immediately, following the jump, you'll be reassigned. You'll be in the Rising Star Squadron, flying a Raptor-class heavy fighter. Yes, sir. You won't be sorry. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's all. Then, Captain, dismissed. Ooh, meanwhile. I'm not going to click anything. When we clicked through this last week, things happened. Terran Research Colony, McAuliffe 6. Kilrathi Marines invading McAuliffe civilian research installation. Yeah, I got back-to-back promotions pretty quickly. Met desperate and resourceful human scientists. Armed with improvised weapons and remarkable courage, the researchers managed to capture the entire Kilrathi platoon. That's actually pretty impressive. I think if you're losing, the Kilrathi actually take the research center. Now we're in the system of Gimli, which implies the system of Aragorn. Hey there, Freven. Welcome to the Gimli system, vacation spot of the Empire of Kilra. Gimli's habitable world is one huge forest. Kilrathi nobles and officers come here to hunt with their bare claws. Here they bring human POWs here and turn them loose in the woods, just so hairy brutes can get their kicks by hunting them down. Okay, that's messed up. I'll be really glad we kick those flea bags out of the sector. give you an advice, kid. Never rush a Jalthi head on. Jalthi carries 6 front-mounted laser cannons. First shot takes out your shields. Next blow through your cockpit into the reactor. Ah, bonjour, Captain. I have been reviewing the data on the Kilrathi starfighters. Information indicates that in all cases, their side armor is weaker than that of the frontal rear. More reason to not play chicken with the Jalthi. Indeed, monsieur. The best attack line will be from the flanks. Mission briefing. Gimli system, 1430 hours. Alright, boys and girls, listen up. We've just jumped into the Gimli system, and we've got some work to do. Gimli is occupied by the Kilrathi for some time. The Claw is not the first Terran ship to arrive. We've got a handful of battleships already in the system. Most of these ships are currently under attack by Kilrathi, so we'll be dispatching fighters to help in their defense. The Colonel quickly assigns the wings. Yours is the 6th assigned. Brevin, you'll lead Zeta Wing to assist an Exeter-class destroyer. Angel will fly on your wing. Here's the scenario. The Exeter is currently at Nav 1. Her skipper reports at least 3 Kilrathi fighters in the area. You'll head straight for the Exeter, help her in her defense. When the Kilrathi have been routed, come on home. Any questions? Okay, let's go burn those hairballs. Squadron dismissed. Alright, let's see what this new ship looks like. Gray. It is large and gray. The enemy sighted already. That was quick. Angel, break an attack. Man, this one looks so much sleeker than the last. Because the last one looked like a truck. Ah, I found the weapon select screen buttons. Fire. I can fire everything at once. Well, that's frustrating. Fortunately, we had just reached a checkpoint. Gonna take you on a little adventure here, Twitch chat. Just gonna open this cartridge up, make sure nothing's wrong with it. Well, it just crashed. In a really bizarre way. Although I'm worried it might be the Super Nintendo itself, because it feels like it might be overheating. which is not ideal. Technical difficulties, and you know what? We'll do it live. Are you ready to see how small a Nintendo cart? So here's the cartridge. Here's the actual board. It is mostly empty space. Overheating, I didn't think there was ever a problem with the SNES. It can be, especially on the smaller one like I have. But right now I'm going to just... I don't see any corrosion. Its capacitor's fine. But yeah, this is all that's in there. It's might be casing, solder, or glue. There's none of that. Have I tried turning it off and on again? You know, it's kind of what we're doing, but we're kind of doing it all. There's also a cool opportunity to see inside of a Super Nintendo cartridge. So this is the ROM chip, so the entire game is saved on there. This little chip from Nintendo, which I don't know if you can see on camera, it says Nintendo. That is the security chip saying, yes, I am a real Super Nintendo cartridge. But yeah, no, my SNES, it's a SNES Junior is the model. It's the slimmer later in the console's lifespan. It can get a little toasty, and I always attribute that just to its size. There's a little warmth in the cartridge slot, but not too bad. So let's see. Let's see if this happens again. I hope not. Okay, good thing I took a picture. JRB. YFK. VBG. H. What? JRB. YFK. VBG. It worked that time. I must have mistyped something somewhere. It was a K, not an H you entered. Oh, I blame the font. It's my duty to engage. Yeah, I know. It's why I'm engaging. Why don't you break off and engage? Ah! They took out my shield pretty quick there. So using all 4 guns, I cannot fire as much. It uses all the energy really quickly, but when it hits... already taking moderate damage. That's not good. Angel, how about you get closer before firing? You know, I'm a heavy. These are little light things. They kind of ripped right through me. Lucky hits. This went so much better last time. Check out the green moon, or green planet. It is some wild coloration right there. Get it, missile. Dang it. I've used like half my fuel chasing this one little thing down. Finally. Its front and back profile reminds me of The Last Starfighter. my Exeter-class ship alone. Well, I'm glad you're having better luck than I am. For being a heavy, this thing actually has some pick up and go. It goes at about, its max speed is 400. The other things were about 320 and 360. It's my duty to engage. Thank you. I have a missile here labeled the Porcupine. I wonder what it does. I don't see it. It appears to be a mine. You have to unplug it for 5 minutes before you turn it on. Whoa. Instructions unclear. Head stuck in washing machine. But it's slowing down randomly. Jerk. What does the computer say? Light damage. Only light damage. I disagree. I think I probably have taken some pretty heavy damage. Oh well, we completed the mission. And it didn't glitch out on us this time. What do you mean enemy sighted? Angel, why didn't you take care of these things? Good job. She's probably gonna get more fighters in this mission than I am, and I am totally okay with that. As long as I survive. Oh, hey, there's more than one enemy or ally fighter here. Do you get to blow up the Death Star in this game? No, but I do have a Super Nintendo where you can do that. In fact, I have 2. Ah, you sure got shut up, sir. Shut up. Mission debriefing. I just got word from the skipper of the destroyer, Freven. Well done. Those Jalthi are the best the Kilrathi have. They were pretty tough, sir, but we got the job done. Actually, mon colonel, the Confederate Raptor has only a 34% chance against the Jaldi. All the more reason to be proud of yourselves, Captain Devereaux. Well, let's review the mission report. You took out 4 Kilrath and Freven, while Angel got 3. Hey, I actually got more than her. Well, that's all. Okay. Bye. Hey, Freven, how's it going? I heard you talking about the new rapiers. Everybody's talking about them. Not sure about them, though. Just flew my whole career in a scimitar and raptors. I think the raptor's the best, even though she didn't handle too good. She's fast once you got her going, though. I'm looking forward to seeing these new rapiers. They say she's tougher shields than anything in the fleet. She must be invulnerable. Hang about that, mate. They may have the best shields, but she's armored like a light fighter. If they knock down the shields, it's no tougher than a hornet. I never thought about that. Forever, mate. Now you heard the news? Claw's getting a prototype rapier to test fly. I've been looking over the specs on her. She's tagged as a medium fighter, but she's better armed than a scimitar. There's a pair of laser cannons for distance work, and a set of neutron guns for the dirty infighting. My Aussie is pretty good. Dang it, I'm trying to do a bad one. Have I heard about the word? Is it the word? You've heard worse. Fair. 20 minutes into the briefing. The last patrol will be Omicron Wing. That'll be Freven and Angel. Right, sir. There's a simple 3-point patrol route. Let's take a look at your flight plan. Computer, deploy Omicron. Just fly between each nav point watching for signs of the enemy activity. There's a field of what looks like asteroids around nav 1. So watch yourself in that area. Now there's one more thing about this mission I need to mention. You've gotten a pair of prototype starfighters, Rapier class. The brass wants to know how the Rapier performs in action. So I want you to put them through the paces. Ah, good job, Freven. You lucky bloke, let me know how she feels. Now, I don't want you to going nuts out there, Freven. It's a hot piece of hardware, but it hasn't been tested under fire. No one really knows what she can do, or what she can't. Understand, sir? Don't try to do anything fancy. Good. Now, if there aren't any questions, squadron dismissed. What if I just eject from it right away? Do you think the captain would be happy? We would be testing the ejection system. It looks like the thing I just flew. Oh no, look at that display on the left. That is a very different. Okay. Okay, so we've got this, the laser bolt for long range. No, wrong button. Not a ton of missiles. The heavy one had a ton of missiles, but it's got a groovy design. Yeah, I'm gonna fly to the left of the nav point though, because I want to avoid most of the asteroids. What's my speed? 450? It's even the fastest. Wow. Okay, I can only fire 3 of everything with my energy. Die, asteroids. I love asteroids. Let's set the waypoint back to Tiger's Claw just to help navigate our way out of here. same. I don't think I do a lot of things anymore. Ripping pepperonis to Captain Freven. I mean, that was going well until it wasn't. Or does this place me? Places me about there. Okay. As long as there's more asteroids on the side than coming straight at me, we'll be fine. Or not. This seems like a really bad idea, Captain. Colonel. I'm a captain. He's a colonel. I got roided. See, Atari was really just trying to warn us of the dangers of asteroids. We should have listened. I did better the first time, so I'm just going to repeat that route. Okay, neutron guns are pretty effective against asteroids. I just have to be reactive. Okay, we made it. Hey, Neko Spy, how you doing? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Enemy sighted? Whoa. Well, why don't you do something about that? Got that one under control. Well, you stole my kill. There's still another one out there, though. Pretty good. Taking out the Kilrathi. As best I can when they don't just smack directly into me. It's a very bold strategy. Well, I'm seeing lots of other red dots on the radar in the distance. going to max snap point. Okay. Go to 3. Meow. It's a very long fighter. I feel like it's a little impractical design that way, but you know. Angel, break off an attack. Whoosh! Rude. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Why are you flying a spaceship, Cotton Eye Joe? Oh, these Kilrathi, they be sneaking up on me. Oh, I got missiles. So, I met Neko Spy in person, actually, at the Seed Conference this year. We had a really cool chat about video games and faith. Has your semester started yet, Neko? I know you said it started later than everyone else's. Starts next week. Ah, okay. I couldn't remember. Quite remember. They're not doing the grad school thing where it's like, ah, well, here's the list of books I want you to read before this semester even starts. I always hated that when it's like, ah, well, class isn't in session. You're on a break. Here, have homework for a class you're not even in yet. Bruh, I have a life. How badly did we damage the new ship? Oh, you sure got yourself shut up, sir. Well, you know, a Kilrathi ambush and some asteroids will do that to you. Sends a reading. Yeah. Nope, whoops. She's quite a ship, sir. She slid through the asteroids in Nav 1 well enough. And she held real well against a wing of Grotha near Nav 3. What did you think, Davaro? I must agree, Colonel, with the captain on the canal. It is quite a vessel. I believe that it will prove more effective even than the Raptor, especially against the more nimble Kilrathi fighters. Very well. I'll pass that along to Tactical. Saying to be a librarian involves books? No. I've already renewed your flight recorder's mission report. You scragged 3 Kilrathi, Freven. An Angel did 3 herself. Dismissed. hear what they're saying in Blue Angel Squadron? Word is one of their boys ran into Doc Hoth on patrol yesterday. You know Doc Hoth, right? The Kilrathi ace that flies the Dralthi. He's got 78 confirmed victories, counting fighters and capital ships. They say his name means Deathstroke in Kilrathi, because it's how he gets his jollies. He likes to shoot pilots who ejected as they wait for pickup. That's against the Geneva Convention. A lot of talk going around about this Doc Hoth guy. Well, don't sweat that fuzzball too much. In case you ran into Doc Hoth a couple of years ago, your Plank Star. Doc Hoth guy was rep by shooting helpless men. He's not so tough if you're still in your ship. Watch him when you're on his tail. He likes to burn out with his afterburners. Or he'll try to get behind you with a kickstop. Geneva Schmeneva. So, Freven, now you've flown a Raptor, you like it? You nodded in a positive manner. That is the most positive face I can muster. I read that we're getting a first rapier squadron in active duty. Colonel's already named the squadron Black Lion. I wonder who'll be assigned to it. Is there another way of nodding? Apparently not. Mission briefing, Gimli system. Alright, boys and girls. We've got several groups of bogies on the move. The Kilrathi are pulling out of Gimli. They're gearing up to push us out. Either way, we've got to find out what they're up to. First up on the hit parade is what looks like a squadron of fighters. Freven and Angel will fly Tau Wing to check it out. Computer display Tau. Nav 1 indicates their last confirmed position. We believe the bogies are Dralthi. We estimate their present location here. I think you can take them. If you think you can take them, go ahead and engage. But break off if the squadron turns out to be too big to handle. Remember, Freven, I need information worse than I need heroes. Any questions then, Tau Wing? I've heard the Kilrathi ace Doc Hoth is in this sector. We believe he may be, so be careful. Doc Hoth is very dangerous. We need to know if he's here. Yes, sir. Right then, let's move along. The Colonel runs through the rest of the assignments, dispatching 4 more wings to check out other bogies. Right then, squadron, dismissed. So theoretically, I could just go in here, look at the enemies, and I'm back to the Raptor. And then just leave. That is a valid way of completing this mission. But imagine the commendation that I'd get if I take out this ace. Staring contest mission? My lasers don't blink. There's still one out there. Bobbing and weaving, ducking and rolling pretty quickly. Oh, there's a couple more. Thank you, Angel. It was actually a pretty big squadron, but we managed to kind of take it piece by piece, which has worked in our favor. Excuse me. Ah, I know what that screen means. We'll give this another go. We got time. Got until about 5 o'clock. Then I got to go over to Cordero's channel. I want to target this one. Good job, Angel. Keep it up. You never notice my headphones are blue. It's true. Translucent meat mask helps with aiming Invisalign freeze. He's blessing my aim. What can I say? It's the new aim bot. It's just stiff breeze in this draw people collapse. Yes, I noticed him too. And now I have unnoticed him. You know, I'd like to say that I chose, like, the blue as my color theme. Because of the headphones or because it's the color of the Paulus logo. Nope. I just literally woke up one day and was like, blue. It needs to be blue. Like, I more or less had the image of the cross image that I use on the loading scene, like the going live soon and all that. The original version more or less just came to me in a dream. I've subsequently modified it to a dark mode equivalent, which I think is better. Oh, you little punk. Think it's funny to smack into me? I think I just need to make a break for it, honestly. Okay. Angel helped out there. Okay, we're just gonna head back. We don't need to take out everything. never seen the autopilot one take so long. Permission to land. Hopefully this gets us a passcode. Otherwise, I might play the one level off screen just to make a passcode or something. I don't know. I'll go out there, Freven. Well enough, sir. They were Dralthi. 2 wings, 9 in all. Dokoth was leading the second wing. Did you take him out? No, sir. He got away. Oh well. At least we've confirmed his presence in the system. I've got your numbers in the mission report. You defeated 2 Kilrathi, Freven. Angel got 4. Right then, dismissed. Meanwhile... outside Kilrathi military installation, Brimstone system. Ooh. As Terran starfighters gain control of the space at Brimstone, a daring band of human saboteurs strikes a major Kilrathi base. Hey, let's go. With the destruction of this installation, the Kilrathi hold on the strategic Brimstone system is broken. Good job, good job. Hey, that's perfect in so many ways. That gets us a passcode where we can pick up for next week. And that gives us a perfect spot to end it for today. So thank you so much to everyone for watching. I've been your host, Father Evan, for another episode of Let Us Play. It's been good to be with y'all today. Join us again on Monday for Kingdom Hearts 2. Tuesday, we'll be continuing Season, A Letter to the Future. Been thinking a lot about that game. It's a really good game. And then... midweek Minecraft, of course, and then next Thursday we will be continuing our adventures here, fighting the Kilrathi. So again, thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed. The chili is done simmering. Perfect timing. Nailed it. Yes, I hope everyone has a good weekend. It's going to be a chilly but warmer one here in New York. It's not going to be below freezing at least. So that's something. So yeah, brain. Yes, thank you, everyone who's checked out the YouTube and the Discord. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And I'm going to go right into Cordero. So come hang out at Cordero's channel because he's going to be doing an interview with me. So it'll be fun. So, all right. Well, see y'all over there. Hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Take care and God bless.